Well, as we move through the new year, it's important to stay on top of our finances and save as much money as possible. But as you probably know, that's a lot easier said than done. Financial professional Adam Bruno joins us this morning to talk about some ways where we can save a little more each month. I would imagine this is something everybody can do or needs to do, but actually doing it is hard. So what do we need to do?
Well, Chris, the biggest thing that we need to do is we need to ask for a second opinion. And when we ask for a second opinion, we need to get the second opinion from the people that matter, the companies that we're dealing with. So let me give it to you another way. You can't go on Facebook, and if you went on Facebook and you had a broken bone, you wouldn't say, hey, is there anybody out there that can fix my broken bone, right? It just doesn't make any sense. So you should be calling your insurance companies, your cable companies, any companies that you do business with. Call at least 6 months every year, and you should be able to get yourself some savings depending on, what programs you sign up for and things like that.
Get yourself a lower rate.
Sure, absolutely.
Wow.
Lower rates are important, and most of these programs, and you have to call them. I know we live in that instant gratification society, and you want to Google it. The only thing you get when you Google is more offers to sell you something, right? So you have to call the companies, and they're not going to just tell you. You have to ask, are there any other programs I could be doing to save some money?
Okay, well, that brings up the next question. If you actually do this, those companies aren't, I would imagine, willing to just throw out a bunch of money. So how much can you actually save?
Okay, so normally what you can save on average is about $50 a month, which is about $600 a year. But if you're really consistent with it and you make all the phone calls and you do as much as you can and you put the time in, you can see people save anywhere up to $1,500 to $2,000 a year.
Any other tips? And I guess what I'm most interested in, is there any way to sweet talk them? How do you need to handle these people? Do you demand it, or what do you, is it just a simple conversation?
Well, you have to be consistent and you have to be firm, Chris. That's the important thing. So when you talk to them, you have to let them know that you have a lot of other options out there for your business. You just Googled it, right? I mean, you have a lot of other options. So what's the best that I think the phrase, what's the best that you can do for me? And don't forget, Chris, even with our retirement plans and things like that, our 401ks, you have on average 1% to 2% in fees that you're paying, which adds up to a lot of money. So you need to get with those people as well, your 401ks, your plan administrators, your human resources, and ask them, am I doing everything I can to save money, which is important.
Very interesting. Never thought about any of this. This is good to remember. Anything else that we can do?
Well, again, the most important thing, and it's funny, I was just in church at Cape Assembly on Sunday, and Pastor Mike had a very important message. The most important message, and it's simple, it's the time, right? If you have to be willing to put the time in. What are we doing with our time? If I told you, Chris, meet me tomorrow and I'm going to give you $1,000, you would ask me where and when, right? So obviously, if it's important to you, just make those phone calls. Get that second opinion, and you can't go wrong with that. That's important.
And I would imagine it's one of those things where you do it once, it gets a little easier each time you do it.
Absolutely.
Adam, thank you very much for joining us this morning. If you want to consult Adam on your upcoming retirement, or if you just want to get your finances in order so you can retire at some point down the road, he's the founder and president of Evolution Retirement Services. They're located in Fort Myers. Their phone number is right there on your screen.